As we head into the new year, new laws will fall into place here in California. SDSU lecturer and Fox 5 legal analyst Wendy Patrick joins us live this morning. Happy New Year to you, Wendy.
Happy New Year, Christina. It's been a heck of a year. Looking forward to 2021.
It sure has. Well, let's start with AB 685. This has to do with COVID-19 and the workforce. What exactly does this law do?
Well, I'll tell you what, Chris, this law actually corroborates some of our own resolutions, what we'd like to see happen in 2021. I mean, let's face it, this year we want to indulge, not abstain. We want to improve both health and wealth. And that is what this law does. This is something that's designed to do exactly that. It's looking at enhancing an employer's obligation to report outbreak of COVID-19 among employees to local health authorities and to the workforce. Timing matters here. They have only one business day to report this. And talk about signs and symptoms. Where there have symptoms, there must be signs. This is something that is going to basically ensure that we know where outbreaks are taking place and that we as employees have to have what we need to protect ourselves. We shouldn't have to choose between health and wealth. We should be able to protect our livelihood and our life.
So this is specifically for, the workspace, the workforce, if you will, to contact health officials. So this is not necessarily like if someone breaks out with COVID that you have to tell all the employees who it is, et cetera, because that can get into privacy issues, correct?
That's exactly right. And that's always been something that we have to really balance is obviously you have to have a safe workplace. You have to protect employees, tell them about outbreaks, but so too, we have individual rights of privacy. So laws like this are designed to do exactly that, to strike that balance in a way that allows us to make a living, but also protect ourselves and our loved ones.
Okay, got that. Okay, so how about, there's another mandate calling for inclusion and diversity. Can you talk a little bit about that?
That's right. So this has been rolled out sort of in a sequence of different types of laws over the last couple of years. You may remember most recently we talked about on the show mandating at least one woman on a board of directors, different sized companies. Well, now this is designed to include not only women, but also members of what they term to be underrepresented communities. So you have a year to find people that qualify. Now, obviously, there are lots of people that qualify, but what things that companies sometimes say is, well, how do we find those people, invite them to join, get them on our boards of directors? So by the end of 2021, you have to have at least now not only women, but one member of what they term an underrepresented community. Now that can be somebody of a particular ethnic background, but listen to the categories, Christina, that it also includes. It can be somebody that's a Pacific Islander, Native American, Native Hawaiian, Alaska Native, but also somebody that self-identifies as a member of the gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender community. This law also, Chris, has teeth, because we know that fines are often levied for failing to abide by these laws. But listen to these numbers. First violation, $100,000. Second violation, $300,000.
Wow.
So there is an incentive to follow these laws and actually comply.
Wow. Okay. Those are very hefty fines. Yes. Okay. How about the new law to help domestic abuse victims?
Okay. So as a career prosecutor, this is near and dear to my heart. We always have known that we think we can tell when somebody is being victimized. We've come a long way, though, from just thinking that, oh, dark glasses and long sleeves in the summer, that's a domestic violence victim. No, this law recognizes that crimes like stalking are traumatic crimes that leave no marks, and even unscheduled absences must be accommodated. And that is great news for victims that before now would think, well, I don't want to bring unnecessary drama to the workplace. I don't want to risk retaliation by having to take time off to seek help. Maybe it's not medical treatment. Maybe it's psychological treatment. Maybe it's meeting with a victim advocate, testifying in court. Well, this law precludes and prevents employers from retaliating against an employee that has to take unscheduled time off for one of these reasons. So this is welcome news to crime victims of many different sorts. And it is something that we hope will enable crime victims and help them to not be afraid to ask for that unscheduled time off. Because you can't plan, Christina, to be a victim of a crime. Unfortunately, it just happens, and employers have to accommodate that lost time.
Okay, that sounds good. And before I let you go, Wendy, are there any, unique legal trends we should be aware of in 2021?
Well, I think that these three laws represent each of them unique legal trends. The first one, because of the balance of health and wealth. The second one, because of the balance and diversity and really a premium on leveling the playing field. And the third, because it really does. It really creates an awareness of the scope of victimology that spills into the workplace. And nobody should be afraid to ask for that time off simply because you're worried you're going to be retaliated against for an unscheduled, unplanned absence.
Sounds good. Wendy, that was a lot, but thank you so much for joining us on this New Year's Eve. Thank you.
Happy New Year to you as well.
Happy New Year.